Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to use the manual mode on Insta360 GO Ultra. Okay, the manual mode is great for several different reasons. But first let's see how to open it, and I'll explain how to use it if you are not familiar with it. So to open it, slide from the right side towards the center and then click on the M button to switch to manual mode. Now we are in the manual mode, and manual mode may seem quite difficult at the beginning, but as you learn it, it's actually gonna be maybe not easy. It's gonna be easier to understand for sure, but it will let you have more control. And now let's see standard. Standard is just filters. It's not really like very professional. It's just like some filters, you can adjust them, but it doesn't matter. It's not something that's like very manual here. There's white balance, which I'm gonna talk about first because it's the easiest thing to explain. So let's start off with that. By default it's set to auto, but I can set it to M, which is manual. Now I can set it manually. You can see how light changes on the image. It gets either warmer or cooler. Now the cooler values will be better for warm light in your environment. And you know, it's not really an effect, it's not just a filter that you can use. It's not really made to be used as a filter. Of course, feel free to experiment with it as much as you can, but it's not made to be a filter. It's made to equalize what the camera sees, because your camera is built somewhat differently than your eye, and it doesn't really adjust itself. I mean, in the auto mode it does, but it sees a big difference in different lighting conditions. And I'll show you. I'll switch to auto for a moment, and now you can see everything is fine. Like, I can confirm it looks like in real life when it comes to colors. Now I have this lamp right here and I can change its color. So let's click on mode. Now I've switched it to a colder value. So when I'm actually gonna move the camera more towards the light here, so it really just focuses on that light. And yeah, it switched to 450K to equalize that, and you can see when I switch to manual, and when I would set it to 4000K, which was earlier the auto mode, it's not fine. It doesn't look good. It's too cold, especially when I compare it with what it looks like in person. It doesn't look that cold in person. Now if I switch it to a warmer value, now this is somewhat accurate of what it looks like in person right now. And if I switched it to a higher value, then it's gonna look too warm. So yeah, this is how it works. And now it's used not only to just adjust it yourself, so like when you think you're gonna do better than the camera, of course, like there's a high chance you're gonna do better than the auto mode, but it's also often used when you're taking a series of photos or a video that you later just want all of them to have the same white balance. So even if some lighting conditions changed, the white balance is set to the same, so later in editing of those photos it looks all fine, and you know, there's no difference in the colors. Then you can just set it to a static value, right? But now I'm gonna switch to auto because I'm gonna go back and now explain two most important parts in manual mode, which are ISO and shutter speed. ISO is the sensitivity of your matrix of the camera. The matrix is below the lens, and this is what captures the image. The more sensitive the matrix is, the more light it captures, so the brighter the image is. But also, the more sensitive it is, the more grainy the image may appear, because, you know, it works better when it's less sensitive. Now there's also shutter speed, and also the higher time, the longer time the shutter speed is set to, because it's measured in seconds. So like it's 1/60th of a second. If I set it to 1/30th, it's gonna be a longer time. The longer time it's set to, the more light it'll capture, but the higher it's set to also, not only it'll capture more light and the image will be brighter, but also it may make the image blurry if there's some movement on the image, because the shutter speed is the time that your camera takes to take the photo, and the longer it takes, the more blurriness there may be, like if someone's moving quickly. And now I'll show you an example. Like, I personally would really recommend setting the ISO to the lowest you can at a moment, without setting the shutter speed too high, so high that it makes some blurriness. So of course, if you're like capturing some action, then probably you'll need to increase that ISO, because you won't be able to increase the shutter speed too much. But in all scenarios that you are able to decrease ISO and increase shutter speed, try doing that. And if it gives a bad result, then try making the ISO a little bit higher and the shutter speed a little bit lower. But it's better to have ISO lower and shutter speed higher, because ISO just decreases the quality of the image because of the graininess, right? So now I'm gonna set ISO to like the lowest value that is available, 100, and now I'm gonna set the shutter speed to a longer time. I'll set it to 1/8 of a second, and yeah, now you can't really see it, but I'll try to demonstrate that. I'll set it to like a very high value, maybe. Okay, it's not yet visible. Okay, I'll just set it to 1 second, okay? I know it's too bright right now, but trust me, I just want to present you with something. So now, when I take a photo and start moving my hand, but I'll just lower the brightness, because in person, I can actually see what's on the screen, you know? Okay, I'll start just taking a photo and moving my hand. Then you'll see that my hand will be blurred out. It's just very blurry. Yeah, you can see right here my hand is very blurry, and that's the shutter speed. But now if I were to take a photo with a low shutter speed, like let's set it to a very low value, and let's set the ISO to a higher value. Okay, now it's just too low, like the shutter speed is too low, but I'll try setting it to the lowest value I can. Okay, I think it's gonna be fine. Now let's take that photo in 6400 ISO. Now can't really zoom in. I'm gonna just transfer it to my phone, and I'm gonna show you that on my phone. Okay, now I have all the photos. You can see this is the one that I've taken, and in some places the quality is just not too good. I don't have the best environment, but yeah, you can see here the quality isn't the best, and it's because of the ISO. This is the blurred out photo. And now I've taken this photo with low shutter speed and high ISO, and you can see the quality is not the best. Now I've also, for contrast, have taken a photo with low ISO but too high shutter speed, and it's blurred out. So you just need to learn how to equalize those so it looks great, and I think that will make you actually take really good shots. Hold on a second, I just wanted to rotate the camera. So yeah, I hope that something in the video made you understand it a little bit more, and that you'll actually get a bit more used to everything, and that you'll actually understand how to use it. So I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.